Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Jen, but I just wanted to remind you of two quick things before we get into it. So first of all, I have created a 61-page ebook for those of you aspiring to move from England to Canada to become a truck driver, whether you've been driving for 10 years already or you're a complete rookie like I was. You can follow my step-by-step guide. We go through everything from getting your visa to budgeting, finding accommodation, locating a good truck driving school, how to navigate passing your test, crafting a resume, and finding a job. You can download the ebook by searching the link bit.ly/England to Canada, or find it in the description box below. And it's available for only $19.99. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. For a small amount every month, you can help to support the channel. You get early access to videos, behind the scenes content, additional bonus videos that you don't see here on YouTube, and you also receive special shout outs at the end of each video. So go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. But right now, guys, let's get into the video. When I turned 30, I decided to completely change my life. I quit my job, left everything behind, and moved by myself from England to Canada. Follow along with me as I embark on a new career as a truck driver and build a new life whilst trying to navigate through the highs and the lows of emigrating to a new country alone. My name is Jen and welcome to my channel. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Jen and today we are headed to Holland, Michigan. We are doing another meat pie load. So basically last night I left my house at about 5 p.m, got to the yard, got my truck sorted, left the yard at maybe about 6 p.m. and got to the Husky in St. Catharines for 10 p.m. I stayed there overnight and I got up nice and early this morning to go and collect in St. Catharines, and now I am just on the highway. I'm on the 401 heading to the border. So I'm about 3 hours and 2 minutes to be exact away, but I really needed to stop because I was absolutely starving. It's actually quite snowy here and this is the second time I've driven in snow. The highways aren't too bad because they're obviously always gritted and it looks really beautiful, but I'm just hoping that we don't experience any really severe weather. So yeah, anyway, let's press on and I'll keep you guys updated. Look at that, it is beautiful, but I just hope it doesn't get any worse. Okay guys, good evening. As you can tell, it's crazy outside. I drove about 3 hours to Holland, Michigan. I made it here to the shipper, ready for my appointment at 8 in the morning, and it was really touch and go at one point as to whether or not I'd get here. Not just because of the weather, but because I got held up at the meat inspection place in Detroit. Apparently some of the paperwork was a bit awry and I thought for a minute I was gonna have to sleep there, but I am so happy. I'm so proud of myself. I took it really slow, the roads were awful, and yeah, I'm just really glad that I got here safely. It's just shy of 10 p.m. I'm not even tired though, because just my sheer adrenaline was keeping me going. And yeah, I've got to be up nice and early for my appointment, but we're not going to get charged a late fee because I'm here. Woohoo! I'm the only truck here as well, like no one else is here. But I've stayed here many a time and I know it's okay. I just hope I can get a good night's sleep because the truck is kind of rocking a little bit. It's very windy, but I've got my bunk heater, I've got my sleeping bag, and I've got my laptop and my TV just to keep me company. But yeah, let's go get some sleep, guys. I'll see you in the morning. So I'm all suited and booted. I'm just heading to the driver check-in office. I'm going to put my name down on the sign-in sheet just so that if for any reason I'm snowed in the morning, we don't get charged for not being here on time. So they also have a washroom, so I'm just going to go take a wash, wash my face, brush brush my teeth, and then I'm calling it a night. But yeah, I'm glad I've got all my gear with me. I am nice and snuggly, believe it or not, so yeah. And then it's back to the truck, which is over there. Okay everybody, I am back safe and warm in the truck. I have my coffee with me, just waiting to get unloaded now, and then we're waiting for the word from dispatch to see where we're going to next. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because honestly it's bad everywhere. Like, the snow is just crazy today, so I'm a little bit nervous. I'm just going to take it really steady today, but we'll see where we end up being sent to today. Yeah, I'm come to pick up a load.
Okay, where are you taking it to?
Tillison, Ontario. Let me just double check. Okay, take two. We are heading back to the shipping office now that we've been scaled to see what they say and get a dock number. Apparently there's like 3 or 4 other trucks here, so it's fairly busy. But yes, now we've been scaled, we can go ahead and check in properly. Okay, we have our paperwork. I'm gonna back in. He said dock 5 or 6, but 5 is taken, so I guess it has to be 6. And then I have to do a bunch of other stuff and take some paperwork here and then go here and then do other things. So let's just get back into the dock first, and I will have to slide my tandems again, which you guys know is my favourite thing in the whole world. So yeah, let's get going. With any luck, the tandems should slide. Ugh. Okay, good. Yes. All right, everybody, we are just about to get loaded. The guy said it usually takes about 15 minutes. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Then I have to scale up on the way out. So they weighed me on the way in empty. And then obviously I'm assuming that's so they know how much legal weight they can put on. It's really beautiful here. The snow makes it look lovely. So yeah, I've definitely been to worse places. Didn't struggle backing in, which I'm happy about, but there is tons of space. So it's not like I did anything particularly special. Got my tandem slid back. He said though that when they're done, I have to put the load bars in, which I know I'm fairly confident with, but I guess I'll ask them to check it just to make sure that I've done it right. And then I scale up on the way out, and then I'm good to go, and it's back to Canada. Crossing at Detroit again. I believe here they get my paperwork sorted, because he mentioned we'll get your border documents. So, oh, they're already loading me. Oh. I wonder what it is. It's the reefer isn't on, so it's a dry van load, which means obviously it's like not perishable. Although in this temperature, I'm sure it could be anything and it'd stay cold. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys afterwards, okay? Yeah, so it's been a nice trip so far. I'm really glad that yesterday we didn't get stuck at the meat inspection place. One of the certificates was like off or something, and the guy there basically was like, yeah, you might be staying here tonight. And I'm like, oh great, because when I stayed there a couple of weeks ago, I woke up to find that somebody had removed my fuel caps. I have anti-siphon devices on my fuel tank, so I wasn't too worried that they'd taken any fuel, and I checked the fuel level and it was like full. But I think someone was just trying to like scare me or whatever, because I posted it on a Women in Trucking Facebook group, and they said it happens to them a lot and it's people just trying to creep them out. So that was nice, thank you whoever that was. I was just sat waiting and like in limbo, just waiting to find out what my fate was going to be, because I still had a 3-hour drive to the appointment, and the place I delivered to this morning where I was going to sleep last night, they charge the company if the drivers are late. So I was really worried about missing my appointment. And anyway, the guy came up to my window, knocked on my door and was like, yep, you're good to go. Gave me all my certificates and my bill of lading back, and I was good to go. So I had like a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive to Holland, and then parked up and slept there overnight. And then obviously the snow plows were out first thing this morning, and someone had very kindly swept the snow away from the perimeter of my truck, which was nice. It took me about 1 hour and 45 minutes to get here. I was going very slowly and carefully because just some of the roads seemed a bit dicey, and I did see a few cars that had gone off the road, which was a bit worrying, but we made it here. Gonna do exactly the same thing when we leave, just take it nice and carefully, and we're gonna get back to Canada. We have a 1 hour and 15-minute journey before we get to the Loves that I want to stop at, so 1 hour and 15 minutes, and then we'll get to the border in just under 2 hours from that. So we're about 3 hours away, 3 hours and 15 minutes away from the border, and then after that we're gonna go to a rest area in Oxford to sleep for the night. That's another 3 hours past the border, so I've got about another 6 hours of driving to do, and then the delivery for tomorrow is only 40 minutes away from there, so that's really good. Okay guys, so I'm going to give you a crash course in sliding tandems, but before that we should probably close our doors. Awesome, so we pulled the thing and the pins went in, as you can see. That's the valve, so we're going to go ahead and slide our tandems. Okay, so let's see where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not really where I want to be. We need to be a little bit further forward now. The pins haven't gone in, but they seem caught on. Oh, there we go, it popped in. So I'm just going to back up a little bit more because we want to be at about 7 or 8. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, time to go. What the heck? So basically, I'm heading to the place where I go for my meat inspections when I pass from Canada to the US with a meat load, as I often do. I go there all the time, and basically I'm heading there because I'm like, right, I haven't got my documents yet. The government website is down, so I can't get my e-manifest across the border. So at least if I stay at the meat inspection place, it's 15 minutes from the border. I called ahead and was like, hey guys, you know, if I need an e-manifest printing, would you guys mind doing that? They were like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm like, cool, I can stay up and just wait for the paperwork. I end up accidentally going onto Ambassador Bridge, like not onto the bridge, but taking the exit for Bridge to Canada. And I've done that before, and there is a bit where you go onto it and you're thinking, oh, is this going to take me onto the bridge? And then it kicks you back off onto the highway. And I assumed it was the same exit because I'm trying to go to this border city place. However, I was coming at it from a place I'd never been before, like a direction I hadn't come from before. And I just accidentally ended up getting to the border. But if you've ever driven through Detroit, you'll know that the signage is just like, there's your exit, quick, like, and it's difficult. So it's a very busy place, and there was lots of traffic. Essentially, I ended up at duty free on the US side of the border, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't be here, I don't have my paperwork. So I put my brakes on, I put my four ways on, and I get out at duty free. I park over to the side, and I say to one of the people that work there, I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry, I'm not supposed to be here right now because I'm crossing the border, but I don't have my paperwork yet, and I've taken a wrong turn. I didn't mean to end up here just yet. He was like, oh, okay, so turn your truck around, go that way, and they'll just let you through. And I'm like, sweet. So I do a U-turn, I bring my truck back around past the sign that he mentioned, and I pull up to these metal gates. There's a border patrol car on the other side with its lights on, just sat staring at me. So I get out and I'm like waving at this truck, like, hello, like, hi. And this woman comes out, a border patrol officer. She is not happy. I'm like trying to explain to her, like, I'm really sorry, you know, I've come the wrong way by accident. I am trying to cross, but I'm not trying to cross just yet, and I need my paperwork. She yells at me. She's like, wait until I get closer to you so I can hear what you're saying. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Great. This is why I don't like border patrol officers. So I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I re-explain. And she's like, who's that gentleman and where's over there? That means nothing to me. Because I'm like, oh, the gentleman over there. And she's like, who? I don't know who that is. I don't know where over there is. That means nothing to me. And I'm like, oh, great. She's in a bad mood. So I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to follow instructions from the guy that told me to come this way. So anyway, after a minute of me like nervously explaining my situation, she then made a joke about the weather or like being cold or whatever. I can't remember because my adrenaline was through the roof, but she ended up showing me like a slightly softer side, and I think she realized, okay, she's not like a terrorist or you know, whatever, like a human trafficker. Like, you know, I get they have to give people a hard time initially, but I think once I was like respectful and I was being calm and everything, I wasn't being confrontational, she kind of softened a little bit. And she was like, you know, you can stay at duty free, and if you go inside, I'm pretty sure you have to pay for it, but they can print off documents. And I'm like, oh, if only I'd have known that 5 minutes ago, that would have been really handy, because I could have just stayed at duty free and none of this would have been happening. So anyway, she radios for somebody and she is like, yeah, you need to open the gate, we need to do an escort back to the US side. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And then I noticed that on the other side of these gates, once they open, it's the agriculture section, which I always have to go through to do the initial meat paperwork inspection. I'm like, oh, okay, familiar territory. And from there, I knew how to get to Border City. So she lets me out. I'm escorted by this like police vehicle, and I am so relieved, but I just feel like a colossal idiot. Okay guys, so just to clarify before you all jump in the comments section, I do now know that you can sleep at duty free and print documents off there. I did not know that this was possible. I was told that you weren't allowed to stay at duty free overnight, which is why at the time I decided to move on and go elsewhere. So I've learned from my mistakes. Please be nice in the comments below. Thank you. I hope that never happens again. I made it the extra 15 minutes to the meat inspection place, and I'm gonna hunker down here for the night. I've spoke to one of my dispatchers who does all the border crossing paperwork, and he doesn't seem to think that the website will be up for the rest of the night, so I'm probably just gonna have to wait here. Which is annoying because my appointment's at 7 AM and it's a 3-hour drive once I've crossed the border. So yeah, I'm gonna be late for my appointment basically, which really sucks because I've done really well for the past few weeks at being on time everywhere. But you know, he said, what can you do? Like, it's out of our hands. The official border website was down, so yeah. So I was a bit frustrated because I had a really great plan. I was going to stop at a rest area in Oxford. It was going to be a short drive to the delivery and I would have made it there on time. So, but anyway, I'm parked up now at the meat inspection place. Probably just going to hunker down for the night, relax, and just wait to see what happens, really. I finally got a TV for my truck, which has made all the difference. It's a bit of escapism from work and it just helps me to decompress after a long day. So still waiting on the border documents, so we'll see what happens. Morning everybody. So my border documents came in late last night. It's now 5 in the morning. I've been up since like 4:20 something, and I'm gonna go to the office here at the meat inspection place to see if they will print out my documents, and then we can finally get back to Canada. Morning everybody, it's Saturday the 6th of December or the 7th. I have just got to the yard. I'm doing my pre-trip because we're loading at 11 with carrots. We're taking it to Tully, New York, and I have to get going soon, but there's a problem with my reefer. So I've just called my manager and he's going to see if he can get someone down to sort it out. I think it's a battery problem, but yeah, we're gonna try and get going soon because I have to get loaded and get going. So wish me luck. Having a bit of a morning. So the first trailer just was not having it. The reefer wasn't coming on, so they called out the mechanic. He's now here, and in the meantime they're like, why don't you just switch to another trailer? And I've switched to another trailer and that's not working either. So it's a really good job that the mechanic is here, and I'm just hoping I can get rolling soon because I've got a long drive ahead and I just want to get it over and done with, and it's freezing cold. But yeah, I will let you guys know how we get on, and hopefully I can get out of here sometime soon. So we made it to the farm, we're getting loaded, and actually it was a lovely morning. So I met mechanic Doug. I'd never met him properly before. We had a lovely chat. He was fantastic. One of the other drivers, Alex, turned up, who's one of my good friends. He was heading out for a load to South Carolina. That was actually the wax load I picked up yesterday, so he's taken that. And then there was another driver, Ian, who I went to Chillicothe, Missouri with in one of my previous videos. Yeah, it was really nice to see the guys. We all get on so well. I feel so part of the team, and they're just lovely, lovely guys. So I'm really happy. I work for a great company. The management are great. The dispatch are great. The other drivers are great. The mechanics are great. Just, how can I be upset? Like, yes, I had a setback. I'm only 30 minutes late for my appointment. I got here and the farmer said actually it helped him out because he's super backed up with paperwork, so he was able to get some of that sorted. I'm the only person here. I backed in first time. Everything is great and it looks like an absolute winter wonderland here. So what have I got to be upset about? And then it's off to the Peace Bridge at Buffalo. I've never crossed there before. I do need to have a chat with them about my I-94 because it is due to expire. I did try to renew it a couple of weeks ago, but they said it was too early. I tried to do it again online last night and the website just wasn't working, so I'm going to talk to the border agents and see how that goes. But it's currently 11:42 and my delivery is at 10 p.m. My journey to the border is 3 hours and 15 minutes or thereabouts, and then onto my delivery is 5.5 hours from there. Oh my gosh, I've got a long day. I didn't realise it was going to be that long. 8 hours and 45 minutes of driving to do today. It's fine, I'll be okay. So I've just filled up with washer fluid. I've decided I'm going to heat up some soup before I leave. So I'm going to try this Allen Farm Tuscan white bean and kale soup. So I'm going to go ahead and heat that up in my crock pot, put it in my thermos and drink it on the way. I just stopped off at Flying J in Fort Erie. I thought whilst I'm here I may as well scale up, so I did. I am 20 pounds over on my drive axles, which I'm a bit nervous about because as far as I'm concerned, over is over. But I spoke to like 3 or 4 different drivers in there just to confirm, and they were like, it's fine. They let you off like a couple of £100. So I'm like, okay, cool. I picked up these turkey dinner lays. They're either going to be great or absolutely disgusting. But I thought as soon as it's Christmas, may as well. And also I clean my mirrors because when it's snowy, they get all gross and salty and stuff. So, and as I was washing my mirrors, the water went in my mouth, so it definitely is salty. I just got a slice of pizza as well because I know that when I get to the border I'm gonna have to maybe go in and talk to them about my I-94 renewal. Yeah, I thought I'm gonna grab some food because I'm already starving. So yeah, and we don't have very long till the border now. We've got, it says less than a minute, but that's obviously not right. Yeah, I'd say about 5-10 minutes. So yeah, let's go. It was honestly such a wonderful drive. I just love looking around at all the Christmas decorations and all the lights. They'd really made an effort, and it just made me feel so festive right before flying back home to England. School bus. Okie, so I just got a coffee. We stopped at Love's right now. I've got my documents printed, and I bought a New York magnet to add to my collection, because I already have a New York magnet, but that's when I visited, you know, for pleasure as opposed to for trucking, and I want to record everywhere I go in my truck, which marks this one. And I love this magnet because it doesn't just talk about New York City. Obviously I haven't been there for trucking, but I've been to Albany and a few other places. I'm currently in Waterloo, so like it does mention some of those pass through Buffalo and things like that. So yeah, so I really love that. That means a lot to me, that magnet, so it's going in the collection. Passed through some beautiful Christmassy towns. It looked like I was driving right through like the set of a Hallmark movie or something. However, I didn't realise that my avoid toll button was on the GPS the whole time, so we've been going down like side roads and things. But I'm not mad that we did, because it was a beautiful drive, it really was. And now we're jumping on the toll road now that I've changed the settings. So we're jumping on the toll road and it's 1 hour and 6 minutes to go. So we'll see what this is all about at Aldi. I believe they only do nighttime deliveries here, so we'll see what happens, how it goes. I'm hoping I can sleep there, because honestly I'm going to be so tired by the end of it. I'm just going to want to park up and sleep. I'm not going to want to drive a bunch more to find a space. And like, if it's anything like here, this Love's is jam-packed, so I don't think I'm going to find a space anywhere here. But I'm hoping I can just park up after I've done my delivery and go to sleep. Let's push on with the rest of the delivery. My time should change to... that should go up. There we go. Okay, we're sorted. We can go. So I know I just stopped off about 20 minutes ago, but I found a truck-friendly Dunkin' Donuts and I have to go. So we're gonna get a Dunkin' and hit the road. Well, that was short-lived. It's closed. Okay, so we are at the distribution centre now. I'm just waiting for my appointment, so we'll see what happens and find out where we're gonna be at what time. But until then, we just have to wait. This is the reality of how we get groceries to the stores that then end up on your table. So, you know, just take a second to really think about truck drivers and the sacrifices that they make being away from their family at all different times of the night, in all different weathers. It's absolutely grim outside, and I'm still early for my appointment. My appointment's at 10 and it's 9 something. So yeah, just give a little bit of thought to truck drivers and the sacrifices and commitments they make to help the world turn. Look at the snowplow. Okay, so I'm all backed into my dock. That was stressful just because it was a relatively simple maneuver and it was just made so much harder by the snow and the fact that it is pitch black. Like, it's really hard to even see what angle you're on. Like, you think you're straight and then you get out and check and you're like angled towards the other trailer. I got out and checked about 4 times, but I'm really proud of myself. There was other drivers waiting to pass me and I was like, I just zoned them out completely. I was like, this is about me doing it safe. I'm not taking any risks, I'm not giving in to pressure, and I'm really proud of myself. I did get myself lined up really well and then I made one slight oversteer and just ruined the whole angle. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. The red light is on, which means that they're unloading me. So all I have to do is sit tight and wait for the text message to say that they're done. And then I can go and get my paperwork. I'm going to park up here for the night and just relax because it's been a very long day. I've been working since like 9 a.m. and it's now 10:05 p.m. So I'm ready for a relax. Weirdly, I've not been tired all day though, which is really good. The plan for tomorrow is I just have to drive to St. Catherine's to the Husky, which is only 3 hours and 15 minutes away, so that's nothing. I'm going to stage in St. Catherine's tomorrow night, ready for a load on Monday, and then we're going back to Holland, Michigan. Look at this guy backing in seamlessly. I just feel like I'll never get that good. Who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see. Oh, I say seamlessly, never mind. We did the thing, I'm unloaded, everything was okay. I'm parked up in the staging area. I just have to wait until they call me to pick up the bill of lading and then I can go to sleep. I can go back on duty tomorrow at 8:22 a.m, but considering I've only got a 3.5 hour journey to do, I'm not mad. Morning, folks. Oh, good morning, everybody. It's almost 9 a.m and I am only just getting up, which is unheard of for me. I'm normally up anything between 4, 5, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is usually a lie-in for me, so I'm really happy. I basically don't have to get back for any time. I just need to be in St. Catherine's tonight, ready for tomorrow. But I've got the whole day to get there and it's a 3-hour journey. So basically last night after I'd got unloaded, I came and parked up in the staging area and I just waited and waited and waited and waited. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like 1 in the morning. When are they going to have my papers ready? Because they said just wait for a call. So I called the office and I was like, hey, just wondering, am I still waiting or like, and he was like, no, you're doing the right thing. It'll be like another 40 minutes. So I was like, look, I'm really tired. I'm literally falling asleep. So he was like, it's fine. Just, you know, have a rest and then they'll call you a bit later and you can sleep here. So I was like, okay, cool. So I drifted off to sleep and then my phone woke me up, like, I guess a while later. And it was the guy like, oh, you can pick your paperwork up. And I was still in this like dreamlike state. And I was like, do you mind if I pick it up in the morning? So he was like, yeah, go back to sleep. It was funny. So I've had a really good long rest. I was so cozy. This sleeping bag. Oh, I bought this sleeping bag because one night my heater turned off. It was my fault because I overdid the electrics. But my heater turned off one night and I couldn't figure out like why or how to get it going because turning the engine on just sort of gave it ever so long and then it'd turn off again. So I bought this just in case of emergencies and it is so warm and snuggly. I basically now just put the heater on a low setting even when it's like freezing, like it's snowing outside. And I snuggle up in this like little cocoon and it's so cozy, so warm. So yeah, I had a really lovely long restful night's sleep and the first stop on our journey after we go and get our paperwork is Dunkin' Donuts. I can actually see Clifton Hill off into the distance over on the right. Clifton Hill is the Canada side of Niagara Falls, arguably the better side in terms of things to do. There's a lot of entertainment, a lot of attractions. I think the view of the falls is actually better from the American side. Contrary to popular opinion, you can see more of the falls from the Canadian side, but you can get almost above the falls on the American side, and there's nothing quite as breathtaking as like looking over Niagara Falls, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's really cool. I'm really not very far from Niagara Falls at all. This is my evening. I have my TV on, I'm editing, and I have just bought a curry that got delivered right to my door. This is what trucking is truly about. This is my dinner for tonight. We have a lentil curry. It looks really nice. We have some rice and some garlic naan bread, and it smells phenomenal. So we got loaded this morning in St. Catharines with meat pies. We are just heading to Windsor now. We have our documents printed at Coma. Some people say Comba, I say Coma. But we haven't had our entry number yet, so we're not cleared to cross. We need our boarding clearance. So I'm actually going to go to the Husky at Windsor, where one of our other drivers, Andrew, is waiting because he also needs clearance. And he's actually the driver that went with me on my very first trip to Springfield, Ohio. So it's going to be really nice to catch up with him. Hopefully I'll see him there, unless he gets his number in the next 19 minutes, and then he'll be out of there. We're actually going to the same exact location as well, so it would be cool if we get to go in convoy a little bit of that journey. There's been quite a few delays today with some of the official government websites, because Andrew technically left 2 hours before me. He got loaded with meat pies, and I saw him briefly this morning, and he got out of there, and then 2 hours later I followed behind him. So yeah, but I've managed to catch him up, so we'll see what happens and I'll let you guys know. Just got through, well, not through the border, I'm still at the border. I have to go renew my I-94 visa, which is like my visitor status for the US, and it lasts about 30 days. Mine expires in 2 days, so I have to renew that. And then I also have to go to the agriculture department and get all of my meat paperwork cleared, and then it's off to Border City to do the meat inspection, and then off to the delivery. Just turn the Reefer back on. You have to turn it off when you cross through. Okay, so we're at our delivery and I woke up to a problem. My Reefer isn't working. So, I'm in about high discharge pressure. Okay, we'll see if, okay, that's apparently cleared it, but it will just turn off again in 2 minutes. So let's get delivering, door 25. Okay, so the Reefer is now coming up with about 3 different alarms. It's fine because I'm unloading now and it's still well below freezing. But we did just mention at check-in, like, hey, the Reefer started acting up, so can we get me unloaded ASAP, really? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I'm just in the dock now. You have to back in with your doors closed and your tandems pushed all the way to the back, which I have. And yeah, I'm gonna go and have a wash now because they've got some nice facilities, and I've literally just woken up and like not been able to brush my teeth, wash my face, or have a coffee, more importantly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm just gonna wait for the door to turn red so that I know that they're fine with the way I'm parked. I look pretty straight, but you never know with me. So I just want to wait for the light to turn red, and then I'll go ahead and have a wash and a coffee. Okay, Houston, we have another problem. Let's see. Low refrigerant pressure. Right, it's saying about eight different bloody alarms now, so when you clear it, it usually resets. So we shall see what happens, but yeah. Yeah, it's gone off again, so I'm gonna have to bring a dry load back home because this ain't working. Yeah, so my Reefer completely stopped working, but they're unloading me anyway, so that's fine. I'm currently working on my downloadable ebook on how to move from England to Canada as a truck driver, like I did. But I basically include everything. It's like 55 pages or something like that. It includes everything from visa information to planning your move to what happens when you get to Canada, what you need to do to lay your foundations here, tips on how to find a trucking school, tips on how to find accommodation, tips on how to write a resume, what to do once you pass your test, like all different types of things. So I'm really excited to get it out to you guys, and I will let you know more information nearer the time, unless I've already announced it, which I have, and you can go and grab your copy at bit.ly/England to Canada, in which case you're welcome. Okay, so I just got to my next collection. We're picking up about 8 or 18, I forget, skids of dry material, because obviously my Reefer has gone for a bowl of chalk, so I can't keep anything cold. So I'm just going to head into the shipping and receiving office and we'll see what's up. This is what I have to deal with backing wise. Okay, so it'll be one of these docks most likely, and we'll see how that goes, shall we? Oh my god, I freaking did it! First time! Oh my god, I am so proud of myself. I thought I was going to really struggle. Look at that! Oh, okay. I'm well happy with that. Look at that. I'm a bit off there, but apart from that, that's pretty spot on, Jen. Good job. Okay, you guys, so I'm just crossing the border now. We're at Sarnia. There's not as many delays as there usually is. I'm just approaching the toll booth, which is why we are crawling. They've had a lot of construction work going on recently in the past couple of months, so it usually takes well over an hour to cross, and that doesn't seem to be the case today. I don't want to hold my breath, but plus it's also a Wednesday night, which probably helps as well. But I just wanted to jump on here because about 5 minutes ago I nearly hit my first deer. It ran out onto the highway. I'm on the I-69 and oh, my heart just seized, like kind of went into freeze mode. I slowed down a little bit, but I know the one thing you shouldn't do when you come into contact with an animal is like brake heavily. So I could see that it was running across, and if I slowed down a little bit then it would have had time to clear my path, which luckily was the case and I avoided hitting it. I don't have a deer guard on my truck either, so I'm really glad that that was not the case, because I have actually hit a deer before in a car, never in a truck, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. It was horrendous, very shocking, like did not enjoy it. I don't know anyone that would enjoy it, but here we are. Really just hope that never happens in a truck. I know it may be slightly inevitable because it does happen a lot with trucks, but yeah, I was really glad that I was able to avoid that, because that would have been horrendous and it could have caused a lot of damage to the truck. So very glad that that was not how my evening has gone. So we're crossing at Sarnia, then we have a 3-hour drive to Milton, and we're staying at a casino tonight on the recommendation of my dispatch who said it's not too far from my delivery, and when am I ever going to stay at a casino in a truck? So I'm just going to go there. There's loads of parking, so yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Everything was fine, and tonight we are parked up at none other than a casino. You guys, we're all parked up and we're gonna head to the casino. I basically put the minimum bet on blackjack, which was $25, which was awkward because I withdrew 40. So I bet 25, lost it. Then with my other 20, bet that and lost it. So then withdrew another 20 and tried something else. So I thought, oh, I'll try a roulette like game. And I just played a bunch of times, won a bit, lost a bit, and ended up earning my $20 back. So out of $60, I kept 20, which, to be honest, the way that I see things, when you go to a casino, you have to be prepared to lose everything that you're willing to spend. And for me, I just enjoy having a nice time. And it was a really nice way to just decompress after, you know, a couple of long days of driving. It does look rather creepy. There is my baby girl. Oh, right next to another truck. At least I'm not the only one. It's rather cold, but I've got the heater on, so it'll be nice and warm when I get back in. And then I think I'm just going to call it a night, get some sleep and head off nice and early in the morning. All right, everybody, so I am pretty happy with myself. I just had to back in off the street. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting it to be really difficult. God, look at what this guy has to do. So he's flipping it around. It's basically similar to what I had to do. But yeah, so I basically started here, facing this way. And there was another truck here sticking out up until about 2 minutes ago. So I drove here, brought my cab round to the front here, swung it round, faced into that bit, realised there was still an angle, backed up a little bit, went that way, took some of the angle off and came back in like this. And I did a really good job. Honestly, before I got here, my heart was racing slightly and I was a bit nervous about being able to do this because there's cars going past. I don't mind backing in off the road when it's like quiet, but this seems like a relatively busy through road. So, and there's just trucks everywhere. Let me show you. There's just people everywhere, going everywhere. Oh great, now we've got someone else joining the party. Wow, this is just all fun and games. We're all here together. How exciting. After that delivery, I'm happy to say I had a couple of days off, so me and Abby drove to Niagara on the lake to look at all the Christmas decorations. Hey everybody, so today we're at Niagara on the lake and Abby's not feeling very well. She made bad choices yesterday.
It was an open bar.
Yeah, it was my Christmas party and we had a good time, but I was the designated driver. So anyway, today we're in Niagara on the lake, so we're going to go and do some Christmassy things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And a shout out to our wonderful patrons Viv, Ian, Gilly, Melody, Brian, Roger, Michael, Peter, Lee, Richard, Kevin, Angelique, Jonathan and Dee Hodges. Thanks for the support, guys.